Now the problem here was that the British couldn't actually put these reforms into effect. They persisted with this reform plan from the 1870s up to the 1890s. Now the first problem was they didn't have the officials trained to put on the ground. They didn't have enough officials who knew the language. So you couldn't actually put them in charge of prisons or tax collection or anything else. The second problem was that they didn't have the money. They were not prepared to pay for these reforms. And the Sultan was not prepared to pay for them either. He didn't have the money either, so no one was prepared to pay for them. So for a combination of these reasons, this reform plan was never going to take off. Now the central idea of the reform plan, actually, as described by the British, was an ethnographical separation of Kurds from Armenians. In other words, a reorganisation of the provinces in such a way that would give the Armenians strong control over a certain territory in the east. And it's easy to see how the Sultan and his ministers would see this as the first step towards autonomy, okay, and then eventually to independence. So for all these reasons, they were against it from the start. Now, the use of the word Armenia to describe a territory which was predominantly Kurdish, which was called by the Sultan and his ministers Kurdistan, irritated them, annoyed them, and disturbed them, and also disturbed the Kurdish tribal chieftains. Why are they calling this area Armenia? It's not Armenia, it's our land. We're the majority of people here. Right? So this is another effect of this reform plan.